Alright guys, I just got done doing a little bit of work on my setup. I haven't made a video since last weekend, but as you can see, last weekend I left off with saying I was going to dig a trench. Well, I dug the trench and I laid my wires in there. Goes all the way around to the back of the garage there, and comes up right here. I didn't not have any proper thing. I just kind of threw the dirt back down, hoping the grass kind of grows back, because I did put the grass kind of facing up and tried to fill it in like that, just to kind of, hopefully when the grass grows over you won't even be able to see the trench. But then I did get spring nuts for these last night. This is what I just got done doing. I put them spring nuts in there, and I got this all flipped over so it's built correctly now. As you can see, I got the spring nuts in there, and then they have square washers or something you're usually supposed to put in here, I guess, but I was like, I just doubled up on these round washers, and that was all I really had. And I had them left over from when I had them built the wrong way. As you can see, there's no gap between my solar panels now. There was a gap before because I was having trouble with because the way I was doing it before is I was coming up through the hole and just having a bolt, attached to is putting a bolt through and had a washer and attached them that way. Well, the holes didn't line up very well with my solar panel holes, so I ended up getting them spring nuts, which wasn't too bad because I was looking online and it said they were like $5 for one or whatever, and I was kind of discouraged by the fact that I thought they were so much money. And then I went and I found out when I went to the store, it's not $5 for one washer, not $5 for one spring washer, or $3 for one spring washer. It was for the 1/4 inch ones, because I got the 1/4 inch ones for behind the solar panels, and then the 1/2 inch ones were to connect the strut frame. So it was $5 for a package of 5 washers, which was a lot better than the $5 for one that I thought. So I ended up spending like $20 or $25 on the spring washers for the frame, just so that when I build the rest of this frame here, I have the spring nuts. So I have all the hardware for them, and then I also got like 7 or 8 packages of the 1/4 inch ones, so that I have, when I get my other solar panels, I have extras for that, so I don't have to run to the store again. I just have to pick up some more strut to run across from here to there. And I can fit 12 solar panels on this, and then obviously there's, as you can see, there's a little extra room left at the end. My plan is to eventually have 2 or 3 racks of these. My plan will be to put that flat plate that goes between here and connect them that way, so then I will have another solar panel here between the racks, so we'll cover up that access there. But for now, I'm just going to deal with it like it is. But I decided to go with the spring nuts behind the solar panels because I noticed when I was watching some other videos, people had them square washers between here, and there was a gap there, and I decided that I didn't want that gap, and I didn't want the washer and the bolt sticking up this high off the thing, because in the morning or in the afternoon that can cause some shading. I personally think, I don't know how much of an issue it is, but for me, I'd rather just not take a chance on shading. So I think this looks more clean like this with them smooth together. It's just more beneficial to me, not beneficial, but more appealing to me, I guess. As far as that goes, I did finally get my my box from the post office last weekend. So now that you guys have seen what I've done on the array, I said there's no gaps between the solar panels now. Leaves a gap at the end, but that'll be fixed eventually when I get more panels. Then obviously I have to still build the rack up off the ground, but until I get too much more, I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm actually trying to decide whether I want to even worry about getting more panels right now, because honestly right now since I've moved them out here, I don't have an issue producing power. I'm actually producing more than I'm using at this point with my room and everything. I got up this morning. I don't know. I was up late last night and I ended up sleeping until about noon. But by noon, my batteries were already fully charged. And I actually ran a microwave off my inverter for the first time last night. I cooked my meal. I watched some freaking Jurassic Park on Netflix, and I watched TV all night. I was on my computer all night. I had my lights on. I ran the microwave to heat up my meal, and I figured out that I think my microwave's running better off my pure sine wave inverter than it does off the house power, because something that normally takes me 15 minutes to cook took me like 10. And it wasn't just like frozen in the center still, it was like cooked all the way through. So kind of thinking that that's kind of a benefit for any of you people who don't know. My inverter seems to run better power than from the house. I noticed like on my little meters there it says 59 hertz from the house, like for the grid power, and it was like 60 or 61 from my inverter. Also, instead of 120 volts, I was getting like 118 through the house, and on my inverter I was getting like 120, 121 volts. It kind of varies, it seems like. Here you see I got my these are my 2 lines that come in the back of the garage there. As you can see, I used the red and the black one, so I knew which way I was going with that. I did get some black and red electrical tape because there's a couple lines here that I have going to my 1 second here. As you can see, I have a black one going to that one. I was going to put some red electrical tape on it, which I just got last night, so I'm going to put some red electrical tape around that yellow connector, and I'm going to put some black tape around this yellow connector here, this one here. Anyways, yes, in the box that I received that I was waiting for last weekend was this battery disconnect. Now, I don't have a board to mount all this stuff on yet. Eventually, I do want to get a board. Let me turn this light off, actually. Oh, maybe it's kind of dark. Okay, well, anyways, this is my battery shut off here. It'll do 2 battery banks. And then also in that box was this Midnight Solar breaker setup. I do have my panels turned off right now because I was working on them, but as you can see, it's not real complicated. I will get a couple more breakers there when I get more panels, yes, but for now, that's all it is. I just wanted something that I can turn my panels on and off with while I'm working on stuff or whatever, if something happens or whatever, I don't know. Anyways, but that's my Midnight Solar breaker box. Combiner, I guess, eventually when I... Dang it. What the heck is going on here? Whatever. I'll figure that out later. Anyways. Oh, okay. Can't do that with the... As you can see, if it focuses... Come on. Okay, if this thing ever focuses. Anyways, I'll just tell you then. Oh, as you can see, I have mine off because it's in resting mode, so I'll just turn those back on. Not like I'm going to get much anyways right now. See, it's in float mode. It's in float mode. I got 2.1 kilowatt hours before I started working on the things. And that's out of my, oh, there we go, it's kind of focusing. Anyways, that's out of 400 watts worth of panels. I'm in float. It was in float pretty much all day. Um, can someone comment on here? I don't know. I'm at 48 volts, and when I shut off my stuff and everything, it seems like I'm only getting around 51 volts when they're fully charged. I mean, I don't know if that's normal. I thought people were normally running at 52, but I guess it is what it is. That's where the specifications from the battery manufacturers kind of let it go, I guess. But I feel like it should be higher than that, but I guess not. Anyways, yeah, this is my inverter here, as you guys have seen in past videos. I did check my batteries last weekend too. None of them are using any water at all. I didn't have to fill up any of them. Okay. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see the stinking... How about... God, that thing is bright. Okay. Wow. I'm sitting between 118 and 119 volts right now, which is odd. Because normally it runs higher than that. As right now I'm using 15. I'm not really in there. I'm just charging my laptop right now, but... yeah, 0.19 amps. Yeah, I guess I did turn that off today, didn't I? Anyways, I only use maybe a kilowatt hour a day, if that, on my setup. So, I mean, for me, like I said, I run... Here, you know what? I'll show you guys what I run. Sorry, the house is kind of a mess right now. Just my daughter left for the summer, so she's got her room here that's kind of a disaster area. I got a new microwave sitting on her bed right now that I got. Anyways, sorry about the mess. House is lived in, obviously. Obviously, see, I got the red tape and the black tape, so I'm going to tape those up. This is what I run, though. I run this microwave. It's a 55-inch Samsung, one of them curved TVs. I run that. I run the microwave. I run my laptop. I charge that phone. I charge the phone that I'm using right now. I charge the speaker. What else? And I run my PlayStation 4 here. I run that. And I don't run that very often, honestly. But, I mean, and that one does take some power. But like I said, I don't run it very often. Other than that, that's pretty much all that I run off my solar. But, you know, it's, let's see here. I mean, this is all run off my inverter. I'm an advocate for LED lights, so I am very pro LED, even like these floodlights, which I'm not using right now, which I got that. I got these ones, and then I got the one in there. It's just like a standard like bulb replacement. Let's see here. I mean, I don't know how to prove that this is all running off solar, but yeah. I don't know where to go from here, but okay. See. Anyways, I'll turn that off. I got a lot of plans. I'm going to run my daughter's room here off of solar here eventually. She's gone for the summer, though. She went down to see my parents in Texas, and she went to go see her mom. But, yeah, I mean, this is my setup now. Like I said, last week I was waiting for that combiner box, the breaker. I had those MC4 connectors and some Y connectors that for later when I get more panels. I'm trying to prepare myself for when I do get more panels, so that I don't have to go buy a bunch of stuff when I get them. I can just order the panels and hook them up. So I've just been kind of ordering random stuff that I'm gonna need eventually. That way I have it, so when I do get the panels. Now this is about 8 o'clock at night, so yeah, I'm getting some shading right now. Once I get those up off the ground, and honestly, once it gets this time of day, unless you're pointing directly at them, or right, unless you're pointing them directly at the sun. There's really no. I'm not getting around. I mean, it's so freaking low in the sky. It's just. I mean, it's freaking 8 o'clock at night, so there's nothing I can really do about getting shading right now. But I guess that's the update on my solar project. Like I said, I do want to get more here eventually, but I'm having problems trying to use up all the power, honestly. I mean, people they want a big system, but let me tell you, 400 watts worth of solar will do more than you think it will. I mean, especially if you're living modestly. I live in the basement, so I don't have to use air conditioning really where I'm at. Eventually here, I'm going to try to put an air conditioner on the unit. I'm going to need a bigger inverter though for that. I think my next thing is going to be maybe getting more batteries so that I can take in, if I get a cloudy day or two, that I can continue running my stuff. And then once I get more batteries, I'm going to probably get a bigger inverter and maybe some more solar panels. I don't know. Like I said, I'm still thinking about getting more solar panels because I'd like to be able to, when I get the batteries, be able to fill them up fairly quickly. But 400 watts worth of solar is really doing me a lot of justice right now. I'm thinking about maybe throwing a deep freeze on the solar too, just to kind of, I'm trying to figure out how to use power right now. That's my biggest thing right now. I'm kind of surprised at how much I get out of. Right now, I'm getting about 2.2 kilowatt hours a day out of my solar array, and I only use, in my room, I only use about 1 kilowatt hour a day, so there's not much else I can really do. I mean, I can try to double my usage. I mean, I could live life to the fullest and just start using power all the time, I guess, but, you know, or when there's a cloudy day or something, I might be able to, you know, cover that, but honestly, I don't. 400 watts of solar is doing me pretty good. You know, and the reason I went with a Midnight Classic is because at 48 volts, I can throw almost 5,000 watts worth of panels on there. And right now, I'm having trouble using 400. You know, the power I'm getting off of 400 watts worth of panels. So I'm starting to think that maybe 1,200 watts worth of solar is going to do me a lot of good. We're going to see what happens though after I start running AC and freezers and whatever else on it. But that's going to be a little bit here, I think. I'm just going to continue working on, like I said, maybe next, I'm thinking maybe I'll get another battery bank, try to add on the batteries, get more storage capacity, and then maybe a bigger inverter. Because I bought that new microwave, and it says 1,250 watts on it. Let me tell you, I learned something last night. 1,250 watts is not 1,250 watts. A microwave, I was reading the instructions last night after it because I kept my inverter kept going into protect mode. It shut everything down every time I tried to use it. So I was like, well, damn. So I went to the manual and I looked up the specs on it. It says 1,250 watts cooking power, but the actual power was like 1,460 watts. I still think I should have been able to get away because I was trying to run nothing else except for my light, which only uses 5 watts. But I still think I should have gotten away with being able to use it because that inverter is a 1,500 watt continuous 3,000 watt surge. Well, as soon as that thing tried to kick in, like it would go for a little bit and then it would try to kick in and surge, and all of a sudden it cut everything off and went into protect. So I don't know how much the surge watts on it is, but the microwave specification says that it uses 1,460 watts when it's a 1,250 watt microwave. So I'm gonna have to get a bigger inverter to run that, I think. But well, I mean, I don't think I know, but I started using that 900 watt microwave, and I was looking at my meter when I was using the 900 watt microwave, and my inverter ran that fine. But I went over and looked at my meter that I got sitting right on the inverter, and I have my extension cord plugged into. It was using 1,200 watts out of a 900 watt microwave. So I'm starting to understand that, you know, these things don't always use their rated power. you're gonna have to kind of take it, put it on a meter, and make sure that it's using, see how much power it's actually using. Either that, or you just need to make sure that you're nowhere near your max capacity on your inverters when you're using them. I mean, I don't know what else to do. 1500 watts should have ran a microwave, but it didn't. So I'm not sure what to think about that. I'm gonna have to get a bigger inverter. I know that, but I'm not gonna worry about it right now. It's the inverters I'm looking at are all fairly expensive, and yeah. Anyways, this is getting pretty long. I'm at over 20 minutes now, so I'm gonna wrap this up. But if you know anything about inverters and why it wouldn't run that, I guess let me know. Also, if you guys, I've been talking about my Phoenix project, and that one was helping out homeless vets, trying to get them off the streets. I also have a group of other veterans actually who are starting nonprofit organizations, and if you want, I can link their pages. They have different websites, different businesses dedicated to raising funds to help veterans. It's all veterans helping veterans. I'm pretty much the only one in the group that's not a veteran. I did try to join, don't get me wrong, but I didn't have, things didn't work out that way for me. So anyways, they say it don't matter because my heart's in the right place, trying to help vets and everything, which I believe. It still hurts that I couldn't serve my country, but it is what it is. Anyways, if you have any questions about the Phoenix Project or any other way to help veterans, comment below and I'll try to link some things for you. All right, that's it. Thanks.